Okay, I am back. I have to remember to remind Mr. Jet to um what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think right now. He's got to like shut down or uh blah 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 my computer because whatever game he's playing is definitely not optimized. It's a brand new pre-release beta version game, whatever the heck you call it. Anyway, I'm back. I'm back from the beyond. Ooh. Oh, yay. I forgot it's random number night. So I have to call a number. Someone has to remind me to call numbers for the. I'll leave the bingo card open. All right, let's get some music playing. And then we'll get into some paraliving. Oh, and ads are going to start in like a few minutes. Sorry, love you. Mwah. Watch them again. Do it for That's right. Hydrate or die straight, and no one wants to die. Who wants to die straight? Ooh. When I lean over with her, I wonder what the movement configuration does. Ooh. We love it. Oh, music. Hatsumunu. Hatsumunu. Hatsune Miku Radio. And here is the link for that. If I spell charity right, I spelled it even worse the second time. What is wrong with my brain? Charity. Yay! Finally! Ah, thank you, ReadyBot. Welcome, ReadyBot. Be sure to watch me this coming Friday at 5 p.m. We're starting early. CCC Trains Empowerment. Whoop whoop. All the raid trains pulling into the raid station. And we're gonna be the radiest rain train of all. I'm trying to find the info for you guys. So, because if you want to be in the collab, you can be in the collab for charity. Lab, yeah, Labby. If you're back, if you're here, if you. Here we go. So if you want to join, FYI, just saying. Okay, so one of the goals, one of the stretch goals for our fundraiser is a karaoke night, and and I was gonna make some also some like costumes, costumes. And I was thinking of doing like a Hatsune Miku one and like a couple others because this model has like lots of cool um things that you can do with it. So yeah. Miku 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 Miku. So I love it. Ooh. Yay, it's still here. Thank goodness for frequent save, auto save, and frequent saving. Where would we be without her? Seriously, where would we be without her? But yes, we need more. We're lucky. Auntie has me recruiting more. We need more. You might need help off the floor. Oh no, dragon. Oh no. I'm picking you up. I'm calling out. I'm forklift certified. So I can help. I mean, not saying that, but like I don't think me as a 5'4" miniature person could lift a full grown half human, half Irish setter off the ground. Just saying. But it would be a nice way, because then I wouldn't have to like bother you at all. I would just like scoop you up, like on like whatever like surface you're laying on. It'll be so cute. Look at our para, all happy. We're a receptionist at the museum library. Our next work day is tomorrow. We have no perks. Our mood is good. Which is good because we need to be in a good mood to go to work. Your mood actually affects like your work. That's what we were doing. We were messing around with the kitchen because it fucking sucks. All right. Oh. Or oh, that's where I was gonna put the fridge. Is it weird? Like, would you? See, I have an idea. Let me just move the kitchen stuff around a little bit really quick first. Okay, so if we swap yeah, okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Have it's like this bathroom is like so offensively big. Like there's not even a reason for washer or dryer in here. Like they don't work. So bye bye. And then this whole thing, I just got scoochy. Scoochies, boochie, smoochy, noochie, boochie, woochie, woochies, scoochie, boochies. Why there would be like literally like one bathroom thing in there. Can we make it a double sink? Yes, we can. Yes. Lovely. It doesn't need 2 sinks though. Not really. And we can make this mirror a little larger. Oh, is that the only slot? Oh, poo. I think I might have to switch it to over here and then put all of the... Yeah, I will. All the accessories here. Good. Okay, 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 okay. No, not this way, this way. Can't do it. Okay. What if I put the bedroom door on this side of the wall? Like, why does everybody have to go in through the kitchen, you know? Know what I'm saying? It just sucks that this is the only, like, bathroom for the downstairs and it's shared by, like, the... oh, no! Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see if I could possibly make this room like a Jack and Jill kind of situation. Looks like I can, which is cool. And we'll have a little bit more room for like kitchen. Yeah, there we go, pals. There we go. Because we're definitely gonna need... We're definitely gonna need like all that bathroom room back. Because we're gonna need to put like a shower. Go, yeah, next to the wall. And then... that. We don't need that. Okay, and then maybe we can fit a shower in here somehow. Somehow fit a shower in here. Okay. It's just when we, if eventually we have child, we're going to need a tub. The way everything just kind of automatically fits into, it's just, I love it so fucking much. Like, I can even make this like, oh, it's a little too small for here, or it's a little too big. Oh, make it a little smaller then. Okay. Is that like, okay. Not clipping through the wall, but it's not. If I do this, will it? Nice. Okay, okay, wait. Okay. So we're gonna do like this. Get our stove back. Put it here. Do that. But I wanna do like a little reverse action. Look at that! that. Now I have like a nice and bigger kitchen. And I bet you can still put in that dining room table. Watch. I'm just gonna make this like wall partition, like open the whole room up. That's nice. I like that. Okay, get some chairs. Look at that. A whole family can sit here now. God damn it. We'll put ooh, an orchid that can never die. And one of these guys. And we'll get them a new TV as well since we're in here. And then I feel like we're kind of done. And we'll just let them like buy electronics as we need them. You know what I mean? Beautiful. There's a little oh my god, there's a little pantry closet in here. That would take me like 59 hours to fill. Oh, that's okay. Never mind. Never mind. I think we're done here. Maybe we'll make the bed a little cooler colors. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Athena, where are you? Oh, we need a one more thing. I'm so sorry. We do need a oh yeah. But they can play in the computer, so that's good. Tot Pot brand toilet trainer. What? Children's books. Oh, we're gonna need like a whole. You know what? I'm gonna put this in here for now. And it'll be like the toy closet. Okay. And we'll put like boop. Okay. I swear to God, you guys, if I go back to build mode again, just fucking smack me.
Okay. We do have our job. What? Oh, that was weird. What? What does that sound? Why don't I have... Y'all. I feel so betrayed. Brody Runestone. No, let's just interact with someone. Is there like an... Oh, here's like a restaurant we can go to. Oh, I don't want to... I want to visit it. I want to go... Visit the restaurant. Thank you, Gum. No, let's see. Oh, there's the Kyle Kyleson of the neighborhood. Bless you. Ooh. Wait, who are you? Haven.
Fine? Kiku. Mipe. Bikenimiche? Okay. Sipo.
And I love the height difference.
Bupe. Sipo.
You managed to escape the floor.
Bipoti. Hekakine.
Woo!
Fibu. Kieno. Chuma. Fine? Icho. Mipe. Spaghetti me fe. Okay. Biko. Tuka. Bipoti. Kiko.
Failure.
Pameta. Mechekine. Mechenipe. Noti. Lino. Nemu. Upi? Nubitupitu.
Ooh, who are they? Lily, Ooh, Lily, if you're a lesbian.
Kiku? Icho. Buka. Spaghetti me fe. Uni. Liko.
That would be awesome.
Bipoti.
Do I have to like re-sign into sound alerts again? Or stream alerts or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mochi. Bupe. Kibuki. Nimopi no hitopo. Yupa. Fine. Sipu. Mipe. Mikeniche. Okay. Sipu. Opi.
Here we go.
Ibuki. Nimopingo. Bichu. Pipo. Mochi. Botifuriku. Bupe. Bichu. Mochikine. Opi. Ibuki. Nimopingo. Bichu. Yupa. Api. Fibu. Nemo. Chuma. Nobitupitu. Fibu. Checho. Chuma.
Oh,
Moki. Ibo.
I wanted to make a sound alert out of like, wake up. Today is Pride.
Mima. Tiku. Mitu. Kiku. Boki. Mikeniche.
It's
Bupa. Ikaki. Mitu. Kiku. Boki.
LGBTQT cunty.
Momi. Bupino. Liponono. Michu. Chome. Up. Fine.
Why that's other para looks very concerned.
Icho. Mipe. Spaghetti mife. Okay. Miko. Okay. Ibuki.
We have a introduce myself.
Bichu. Fibu. Yano. Chuma. Nila fitafi. Moki. Cheku. Bupa. Ikaki. Sibupite. Orani. Mima. Meki.
Oh, we're already talking with them. This person looks very concerned about something. Oh, and we can buy these recipes and learn them too.
Mima. Meki. Bichu. Kiku. Mitu.
Club sandwich.
Moki. Mila fitafi. Tuta.
Ooh. They bond together spending. Oh, yes. We're bonding. Look how. Oh my god. I want them to be like a couple.
Bichu. Nemo. Mochi. Nobitupitu. Bupe. Minu. Tuka. Bipati. Hekakine. Budi. Meki. Kiku. Checho. Buka. Locomotico. Uni. Ibo.
Oh, and I got a really good mod that instead of inviting only being able to invite your paras to
Bichu. Nemo. Mochi.
your home, you can invite them to the lot now. So you can say like
Ibuki.
invite to current lot.
Yupa. Meki. Mitu. Kiku. Boki. Mikeniche. Tuta. Sipo.
Ask about job. That's a good idea.
Fibu. Icho. Chuma. Spaghetti.
No, you are both really good mods.
Bupino. Liponono. Michu.
You're both really good mods. Become. Ooh, do we come or do we flirt?
Lino. Kiku.
I kind of want to flirt.
Tiku. Sipo. Tuka. Bipati.
Mm,
Oni.
did it work?
Budi. Meki. Mitu. Icho. Boki. Spaghetti mife. Tuta. Miko.
I guess yeah.
Bichu. Icho. Mochi. Spaghetti mife. Bupe. Miko.
Now if I can remember where my lot is. Where is my home? Oh, here's my home. Okay. No, I want to um go here. Maybe they'll follow us. Yay! Are they coming with? Yes, they are. I can honestly see this game becoming my new favorite game. I don't know why I told them to go down. Like, come see my basement. I guess talk about being tired. And then you can use our toilet down here. Oh, we could use toilet. Use. Oh, Lily's gotten tired and is leaving. Okay, bye, Lily. See you later. It was nice to meet you. And it shows us somehow. Hold on. Call Parafolk. Invite home. Invite to current lot. See, it was only invite home where we could invite people to our house. Romance, fitness, the news, documentary, watch TV. Watch a little tube before we go to bed. Oh, and I also found a mod that's claim this bed, so that way they won't just go to like some random bed in the house, which I thought was a good one too. The modders in this community are quick. Let me tell you what. They are quick. Quick on the draw. Quick on the draw. Hmm. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, bedtime. And we also need someone to create an auto lights feature. Because otherwise. What? The no, they did. Or is it me just clicking them on and off? The news. Oh, the train broke down. They said it could never happen. Oh my god. Successfully flirt. Oh, and one. Okay, so we have some goals. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Dragon! Take a screenshot! Somebody! Hold on, I can do it. What am I saying? What am I saying? Press screen. I need to take. I need to show Auntie! We're gonna keep it. We're gonna put it in our house. Oh, I know exactly where we're gonna keep it too. No, wait a minute. We're gonna put it in our inventory. We're gonna come down here. And I'm gonna put it in the kids' room. Place. And it'll be like a painting painted by their parent. And we'll level up our painting skill as well. Ah, they went to work hungry. I hate sending my parents to work hungry. I think there is a thing in the beginning of the parent when you're in the paramaker, you can set it so they'll eat lunch at work. But I haven't figured that part out yet. But that's okay, we'll eat now. Take a portion. They're too hungry to take a portion of food. Okay, I was about to say, like, I do like the fast way of being able to, invite home. We're inviting Lily. Oh, yes, rank 2, more money. Are they coming over? Are they gonna come visit? Play video games? You just click on the couch? Oh no, they're playing video games on the computer. Or on their phone rather. Huh? Oh, wait a minute, our friend is here. Don't paint. Talk with.
Kiku? Chechu. Buka. Locomotico. Uni. Ibo. Tuka. Bipati. Hikakine.
I kind of like that you don't have to micromanage the conversations. Wanting to mention drawing a portrait of them. Ooh. Ooh, 25% chance. Should we? Yeah, of course we should. Always risky for the biscuit. Yes, romantic interest +1. Do I know how to pick the paras or what? Sit here. Watch. TV channels, romance. I wonder if hopefully eventually watching romantic TV will like put them in the mood. We can level up our person. +3 happiness or I don't know. No, we failed. Okay, sit and chat on the couch. I like how, like, they both sit differently. That's cool, too. I really like that. I really like how they both kind of sit a little differently. That's neat. the nails. If you couldn't tell already, I am, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Oh, we have some. Oh, admit to be extremely. Oh, we have 24% chance. I'm always gonna. Oh, we failed so bad. Oof. Oof. Embarrassed. Oof. Ooh. We're failing miserably. Are they leaving? They're leaving. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so you know what. You're probably tired, and we were we came on a little strong. That's okay. 'Cause that's what are you doing to social media? Of course you are. Make yourself happy. It's a good thing that they just like you know, they don't get too upset over things, which is cool. I think they have to work tomorrow. Performance 60%. Okay. All right, so we get a little bit of a bonus. We should probably head. Oh, what the heck? Okay, that's a glitch. Oh, a free computer. Hell yeah, free computer. Oh, it's a nice one. We can put it like right here. Look at that. Perfect. And now we have a computer. And we can play games and stuff and have more opportunities for fun game. But yeah, I do have some ideas for like some fun things to do. Because I do have some like stream goals for myself to hit. One of them is I don't want wall paint. I want yeah, that. Oh, this is as big as it can be. One of them, yeah, is to hit. We're really close to it actually. Is 10 concurrent viewers. Like consecutively for it's like to because there's like an achievement you can get for doing that. Oh, I kind of like that. All kind of old rusticy charm. But yeah, so if we get the achievement for the 10 concurrent viewers, which were really close, then I think I might pick some kind of fun I have to figure out what, but like some kind of fun reward, maybe a like community game night where we can pick a game that everybody can join, and we'll, you know, just like have the invite code just out, and that would be fun actually. Yes, this is good. And then when they make a little bit more money, I can like put like more cabinet around. Love it. We loves it. Level up art knowledge and sad. Ooh. We'll spend 2 hours inside today, I guess. Oh, go potty. Okay, so we can stop sleeping. I think once with the happy face is like, or they're doing, okay, that's what they're currently doing. I see. Very good. I love it. Let's try jam toast. Oh, we have an 83% success rate for jam toast. Honest. Making toast in the skillet. So genius. I think I might use my that little shelf hack on this and make like a cool backdrop while I'm thinking about it. Can we afford a shelf for her? Hell yeah, we can. Okay. I don't understand why it was coming out so huge over. Why is it so huge over here? You see that? Like, oh, is it floating? That's why. Anyway. I'm gonna make it like a touch thicker this time. Okay. Oh, I remember I had like a half wall. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's up and here. This is the one. Okay. Oh my god, you guys. I'm fucking figuring it out, dudes. It's a tiny bit complicated because you have to get like okay. You have to get it like right in where you want it. Here. Oh, that's the idea. There we go. I know. Please bear with me. I'm kind of just slightly nerding out over the fact that there's like actual real live. Is this the one that moves it? Which one would move it like left to right? Is it this? Yeah. Okay. There we goes. Oh, this. Weird. I guess this isn't perfectly straight or something. I don't know. Well, it looks good to me though. Look at that shit. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, it's the rotation. There we go. Boom. Boom, motherfuckers. Now I need to change the color. Why does that kind of match? But why does that match though? Doesn't really have to match. It's like the vibes, right? No, bitch. No. No, undo. Undo. Oh my god, I'm so mad right now. What the fuck, bro? Like, can we not? What the hell did I even... What even the hell did I do? Oh, wood tone and swatch and grain fucked me over. Oh, that kind of matches the table a little bit. Hmm. I like it. It looks it's close enough. There we go. Welcome on a trip through my brain where I think of dumb things to put. Why is this still showing? No, no, no. Wait. Okay. This game. Okay, so it's 7 a.m. on Wednesday. And now I'm like, I want to make this bigger so it covers up this. No, you don't. No, you don't, Jet. No, you don't. Actually, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to do that at all. I do love that they clean up after themselves. But we can play Among Us Boyfriend Dungeon. I wonder what Boyfriend Dungeon is. Have first kiss with Lily Brown. Ah, the romance. Athena, what are you doing? No, I want you to sit in that specific chair. Are we unable? I'm gonna cry. Can they go there now? Yay! Okay. We fixed it. Go team. And now they can pay Boyfriend Dungeon. While I move this plant out of their way. Oh, this would be a very cute, like, front door plant. Okay. Might make it a little, oh, not that small, but like a little tiny. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't even care. I don't even know if it's actually smaller. I do not know. But we'll see. We'll try. We'll try it. We'll try it out. And the reason why I want to kind of like get the house right now is because we're gonna have to have like for an Alphabet Legacy, I usually had like a parent bedroom, child bedroom, grandparent bedroom. Oh, perfect. Oh, we are set for success. And the parent or the grandparent, you know what? I might make them share with their grandchild downstairs in the unfinished basement. And we have a fourth room in case we have a oopsie baby. Which I'm not really sure what they can do. Yeah. Yet. And that's one of the things I'm most excited about is because the Sims version of the Alphabet Legacy Challenge took me so long to complete. We'll really be able to see the what's it called? The growth of the game. That's what yeah, the growth of the game. Oh, I need to start another. Or do I? No, I can. Okay. If anybody's still playing bingo. I am. Just remind me to call a random number here and there. And I will do it. Is this like a secret? Or did I accidentally delete a piece of wall? It's entirely possible that I deleted a piece of wall down here. Fortunately, we're not affected by weather, so we'll be fine. Oh yeah. What time is it? 11. Oh, they're gonna go to work soon. Damn it. Yeah, I know you want to successfully flirt, but no, I don't want to pin it. I want to pin this one and the flirting one. Oh, that's what we should be doing, not playing this. We shouldn't be playing video games. We should be doing art on the easel outside. Silly us. Have any of you seen the Hello Kitty Junji Ito collab? I am not well. I am unwell. I am unwell. I am unwell. It looks so amazing. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. You can't buy everything in the world that you want. It's not feasible. Oh, there's a stinking Hey, Sims phenomena. Loading plate of food. Let's go to work. Where are you going? Jeez, friend. I think we might need to take oh yeah, we work at the gallery. But what's cool is when you donate to the museum, your little name. Oh, I guess it's to like actually go inside. Um, but anyway, on the inside of the museum are like um pictures on the walls of current paras that are the experts or the highest level in a certain skill, and then eventually your para will be. Oh my god, is that the para I created? Wait, that's so cool, dude. They live in like the paras that you create, like live in the world. I mean, I know there's another para that looks like them, but it's hard to make many unique pairs with like 4 hairstyles. What the hell, bro? There's usually good like loot around here. Like at least a mushroom or something. At least a collectible. There we go. Like I really do kind of enjoy that the collectibles like actually mean something in the world and they're not just like a thing that exists, you know? Like you do get like quote unquote achievements for um getting all the collections, but it's not as I don't think it's as in depth and as cool as what they did with Paralives and like using the like community center mechanic. I I think that's pretty awesome. Oh, she's right there. Oh, we got a raise already. Rank 3. Workplace handling person. Repair knowledge slowly repairs while at work. Ooh. Gain 3 paradigms per day for each consecutive work day at 100% job performance. Oh no, repair knowledge. And then we'll upgrade, like we'll get the next like raise like later, you know? We'll get the next raise in a bit. La 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 la. Hmm. Oh, they're gonna go read something? Uncomfortable. Oh. Go bed. Or take a nap. Oh, I see. Pin this interaction so that right-clicking an object will act as a shortcut to perform this interaction. Hmm. Mods! I love you. Gotta love them. Boop, 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 boop. Dragon, hi, sweetie. I'm still here. 7 p.m. Let's see. Toilet, and then, we'll call. No, all that work, and when I hide the walls, it doesn't show the. I am unhappy. That's not cool. I'm very proud of my little wall that I built very painstakingly with a shelf. It's cool as fuck. Check social. Come over here. So I can see you. Come outside of the bathroom. There we go. And my parrot is so pretty. Invite to my home. Lily. I'll be there soon. Oh yes, of course you will, Lily, because you're beautiful. We have a huge crush on you. For sale. Oh yeah, we can change the text on this. Actually, you know what? We're gonna delete it. It's sold. Ah. Oh no, I hope going into build mode didn't. No. This is your bad claim. Yay, there they are. Oh, and I also wanted to make you can make the user interface as big as you or as small as you want. And there are also color filters, so there's like color blindness. And then there's like just like cool ones. Dream brownish memories lens dirt. That's so neat. It's like this is like having almost like having what's it called? Recoloring like in your I love that shit. And like the color blindness like so things will look like regular color. It's so cool. Ooh. Ah! Fuck.
Yuki? Mipo. Mito? Pipo.
Here's let's sit here.
Tuta. Pichu.
Let's come sit on the couch.
Oppi. Kibuki. Nimo.
Not quite sure why they had to do it that way, but might have to get rid of this chair. First kiss. Oh no. We'll just share joy about filling wants. We're chatting. Oh, we gotta stand up to chat. Oh well, okay, we'll just chat then.
Juma. Spaghetti me fe. Moki. Biko.
And see what we can get.
Cookie.
You know I'm gonna try. You know I'm gonna try. Ah! Ah!
Dubi. Tiku. Speaky. Fubini. Kiku.
I have to calm down.
Buka. Botifuliku. Uni. Pichu. Bupa.
We've gotta calm ourselves.
Michu. Fine. Nemo.
Why am I unable to click on the T? Oh, there it goes.
Cookie.
Watch channels, romance. There we go. It would be cool if it like boosted the romance mood. Be sweet. That would be really sweet, actually. Mention wanting to draw a portrait of them. We're gonna try it anyway because striking out all over the place. It's okay. They're playing hard to get, is what the thing is. They're just playing hard to get.
Mito? Checho. Boki. Locomotico. Tuta. Ibo. Tuta. Stemeli. Imokiko. Michu. Vipa. Api. Kiku. Icho. Puka.
And we are
Miko.
raising money for
Memo.
the transgender empowerment project through the month of June. All bits,
Stemeli.
donos, all that stuff will
Mito. Icho. Poki.
be donated at the end of the
Tuka. Bipati.
at the end of the month to the TEP, and we will we're gonna have some raid train fun times, stuff like that. It's gonna be awesome. Self-deprecating jokes always work. They stargaze. Oh, hang on. I keep misclicking.
Fibu. Pipo. Juma. Butifuriku. Muki. Pichu. Opi. Kibuki. Nimopi Korani.
And it seems like
Kiku. Pipo. Puka. Butifuriku. Uni. Pichu.
these are gonna be like hotkeys soon, like pinned, so that this right. So right clicking an object will.
Mochi. Mikenimiche. Bupe.
It's like a shortcut.
Moni. Bupino. Liponon.
I think they might be leaving. Oh, they. No.
Kiku.
I just love their height difference. I think they're so cute together. Is that a sword in the stone back there? In my backyard?
Lino, Kiku, Upi, Mikenimiche, Tiku, Sipo, Cookie, Mikini, Molitipo, Topo, Kona, Dimo, Bichu.
Get them excited about love life goals. I'm just gonna. They're like not in a good mood now that they're here, and I'm sad. I think we're having a shitty, poopy conversation. They're gonna, yeah, they're leaving. Bye. Sorry. I'm sorry you had such a bad time at our house. That's okay. That's what. Don't. No, you eat this, you dumbass. And then you're gonna go to sleep. I've had enough of you. Oh, I like that. Display 3. We'll watch TV for 2 hours. I guess that'll, oh, we don't have to do that anymore. So we'll trash that one. Yay! No, not again. Not again. Well, folks, I guess that's it for tonight. Because my game went totally unresponsive, so that's always a blast. Um so I can't click on anything. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm gonna Control Alt Delete this thing really quick and turn it off and Taskmaster. Oh. I was about to turn off Taskmaster. Defo a sign that I guess it's time for me to go. Let me see. I guess we'll end the game. I'm not even sure if anybody won bingo tonight. I think I made it too many balls. I made it too many balls. It was too difficult. And also I want to figure out how to loop blorp. I want to make that sound like, oh my god, somebody's name is Pride. Get outside. Anyway, LGBTQT cunty. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. We're gonna go say hi to Jen. So here. Raid messages getting ready to be sent out to you. Go say hello to Mod Jen. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Hang out. Kisses. Consensual smooches to all of you. Where is Jen? Where the fuck is Jen? God fucking damn it. I just saw them. Are they? No, they're like right here. There, okay. All right. Raid starting now. And as always, thank you also so much for joining me for whatever the fuck this was. I love you so very much, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great night. Bye.